Hello, it's me again, Waldvig and our Jake and our whatever. This is what? It's either my fourth or my fifth or my sixth, I don't know, session playing Disco Elysium, the final cut, this is my third playthrough of the game. I recorded my first one, and I'm recording this one. There was one in between where I, did max stats. I cheated and maxed out my stats for it, which I will actually do for part of this game too. When I do the political quests, I will probably go in and cheat and max my stats out so I don't miss anything fun. Of course, then I might also miss fun things because the failures can be fun, but like, I'm a lore nut. I want to see what's in there in those quests without having to do them like a billion times. But anyway, I'm streaming again at the worst time of the day, 4 to 5, when people come home, and when people start doing things outside, so, excuse me, that's always a poor decision on my part, but this gets it kind of out of the way so I can try to do things, like, right later in the day. I'm doing the OCD thing, making sure that I'm recording. It looks like I'm recording my screen, looks like I'm recording my voice. It says stop recording instead of start recording, so we're recording. But also I wanted to stream a little, a little more soon, like a little less between streaming sessions than I usually do, or I'll forget what I was doing in this game. You know, I might do that just to make it easier. I've seen things before, so. Let's continue. Sleeping heals all your health and morale. I wish it was that easy in real life. I don't feel like sleeping heals all of my health and morale. It heals some of my health and morale, but never quite enough. Womp womp. That's the sound of loading. Do you appreciate it, Kim? Kim's like, not really. Thank you for trying. Hi, Cindy. Whatever. I was reading something or something's called Sadie or something.
A great torrent.
The streets will not flow red with
Kim's like, fuck that. Not on my watch. Damn teenagers. Kids. Damn kids painting my walls. They're not your walls, Kim. They're just walls. Chill out.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth.
Don't use that tone with me. I'm really leaning into being the law this time. This one weirded me out because I was not like, I chose it once and they were like, are you hitting on her? I'm like, God, no. And it gets even weirder. I guess I should have known that. But I'm an innocent little human.
Sod off, pig man.
Art is above the law. Ozone. I always read it as ozone, which makes my brain go like, buh? I'm sure there's a restaurant or something there called, a bar called the Ozone Hole. I hope so. In Ozone. It's 2 days away, huh? Like how Kim's like, just go ask weird things, get her off balance. And then you do get her off balance. And then Kim's like, not that off balance. And you're like, fuck Kim, what? Pigsty. Normal, calm, informative manner. for the body. Skull an acronym, or do you just say it all in capitals? A weakness for police officers, miss. Ooh, she would not take that well. Does thank her though. She knows the word undulate. That's pretty cool of her. Hello, Joyce. Saves come, doodly doody doo. Hey, Joyce. That silk would get really messy in the rain.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. Beaton, my maiden name.
She's married.
I meant you, the Revachol Citizens Militia. The police. Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every. Of course you're not. It was only a joke.
I am a drunk.
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview.
I'm not letting him talk.
I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
How interesting.
How interesting.
I wish you were.
Appears helpful. You're on a boat. Oh, it's in Wild Pine colors, green and white. Caillou. I never remember that. Kim's like, that's my car. Don't give it a hill. He's gonna be defensive. Uh-huh. She and Kim are not getting along. That's not a surprise. Quarter late. That's funny. Let's try other names with her. She likes the executor though. I didn't figure you could suggest one. What's the name of the executor? So little to do with the matter of investigating. It doesn't throw her off, Kim. This is not enough to throw Joyce off. Joyce is just gonna roll with whatever. It's just how she goes. Oh, I'm not aggressive enough. My size is not, and my physical is not enough. I've been able to harass her further than the point before. Why not? Mr. Glad Simeon. Do not dishonor the force. Can I have some money? A little context. Slow down on all of reality. She thinks you're over 52. You aren't. You're actually 44. So we're in a bay, okay. Les immensités bleues. Caillou. Espérance. She came here for a fling and to slum once. And she remembers it really strongly because of the pail. She and Kim actually have quite a bit in common. They like their fast the Kukri, the Kinema is relatively expensive for like police officer has it standards. Like their fast, speedy toys. They like their city. $380 years old. It's not really that old. She's wrong. We are at the center of what's going to happen. This fandom remembers that line. Loves that line. I also like that he thinks I would remember where I left off. I have no confidence Harry would as a character, and I also have no confidence I would, because I don't half the time when I turn the game off and then turn it back on. It's like, what was I doing? Talking to people, probably. Because that's what I do. But other than that, I don't know. Help. She's just worried about what you'll figure out. They are important times. She's also wrong with that. $40 million people. Really? That can't be right. Can it? Does not represent the official RCM opinion. Okay, so Krasmazov was in fantasy Russia here. Beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. The status quo. The people who were benefiting from things not changing. It's weird to me that the ones that bet on the revolution would have fared well. They must have stayed kind of kept their heads down. It's a pretty phrase, a blue forget-me-not, a piece of the gray sky. And for a moment there is hope. They're both really pretty phrases. The moralists get the pretty slogans and logos and things. Okay, so it began in Grad. So it was a world war, okay. Okay, so there's a plague, essentially a pandemic. That's relatable. I'm glad ours isn't a prion disease, though. That's a brain-eating disease. So there was a pandemic, and then essentially Karl Marx came along and everything got it. Okay, so Revachol was an extension of Grad, and that it was kind of in that bit. So a little sounds like, well, it wasn't a Cold War, obviously, it was a hot war, but that's actually true. Again, she's pale exposed, so she has a strange handle on time and its significance. Precinct 41 is in a silk mill that apparently looks like a ladybug with two towers, and everybody in the fandom is like, I would like to see an architectural plan for that sucker. 43 years. He's been alive, so he was alive for one pre-run revolutionary year. He was one when the revolution failed. So he lived through an incredibly tough time. So remembering it, man, he might not, forgetting it might not be that bad a thing. She has daughters. She seems like a lesbian to me, sorry. As one queer person to another, I'm like, I don't know, she doesn't seem like the marrying and family type, but okay. She could be an Eleanor Roosevelt, where it's like, she did, but, yeah, you know. Did, but didn't. Can't do attitude. Like, he's like, none of this is, this is not, let's put an email, the thing at the bottom of the email, it's like, none of these things represent anything but the person sending them, please don't sue us. That's Ken. He's just doing that for me. Ooh. He's a year younger than Harry. Oh, this leads to the revolution answer. I was like, none of those answers seem communist enough. This one seems communist. Afterbloom, like algae. I'm not sure about the lack of vitamin B bit. I have to look that up. Although I do know lack of B12 and B6 can cause neurological issues. It's one of the things they looked at with me. Bariatric surgery. Really? No. I'm so communist. She's like, you're a communist, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah. Forgive her. Yeah, she's actually plays with being attractive to you. She kind of flirts with you sometimes, which is kind of, I don't mind. She's pretty. I think. Look, she's you know, a silver fox, as they say of men, which sounds a lot better than a cougar. Cougar always has this weird, like, predatory thing to it. But silver fox, you can just look good. She's a silver fox. Do it. A devil. It's just earth. She's another person who wants their free Revachol. Regardless of their political position, most of the characters, if you talk to them, want a free Revachol. Kim's wistful for it. Joyce wants it. Classio wants it. There's all this feeling that it could make things better, which is very human, this idea that maybe if we change things, they'll be better. It's maybe somehow we'll transcend the fact that we are human and fuck things up constantly for ourselves. She's orange and green too. Those are kind of Harry's colors. Let's just talk, man. Come on, Kim. I know you feel similarly. Spread your hands. I'm not being a bird. I guess he is. So they are saints, so this is it's technically an a-religious society, but they have the names of saints and things left over. So I'm sure there's religion still. Check something real quick. Sometimes I have OCD moments where I feel like I've forgotten something. Even though I know I haven't. I don't know why. It just comes. I think it's because I do a lot with my day that I feel like is not useful, even though it's what I want to do. So that's frustrating, you know? It seems like there's no way to be happy with oneself. What is that? Infraculture instead of subculture. It's true that capital does end up making everything into a commercial commodity over time, unfortunately. He's been sorting his notes. Does he go by Ace? Sometimes in fandom they decided he does. He's like, he's right. Please go back to what you're doing. Save. Real quick.
fact, I don't. I have a medical condition of my own. Nothing unusual. Of course.
It's actually because of
That's
pale
what I'm here
exposure.
for.
Exploration cargo fleet. 250 years ago. Well, it's some 130 years after the founding of Herschel. There's a lot of emphasizing madness in the human condition here in this game. Oh, Great Unrest is another name for the Pale, or for a section of it. You can, the mosaic is Meteorin, huh? Interesting. The mosaic's pretty. You don't really notice it unless you stop to look, but there's a pretty, like, kind of stained glass in mosaic. Oh, it was a resort once. Let's look at my thoughts. I can level up, but I also want to get, I want to get Kim's. My thought cabinet. Jamais vu. Let's internalize. He says hi. Let's see, there's some way to get into Landian.
You're back.
Guess I missed that thought. The Insulindian. The one where you can have a thought where you get a lot of it, you get money off that oh well, missed it, where you realize that you were part of a group of kids who considered themselves, or just the game's narrative considers them in a metaphorical way, another intertribe, a scavenger group of kids when you were younger. Benefit you. She's been here almost a month. Yeah, that's a good one. The Pizzazo. It's not a small start. As you can see, there's a meme that's like, Disco Elysium fans be like, this gameplay is fire! And the photo the meme is on is just a guy reading a book. And yeah, they're not wrong. I can't even imagine trying to play this game if you didn't like reading. The voice acting would help now, but I don't think it would help that much. Apparently Communard is a song. There's a lot of music references in here I don't get. People have to be like, oh, that's a song reference. They're like, oh. Empathy tells you Everett is absolutely sincere about his beliefs, which is interesting. I'm not sure if that's the case, because again, Everett is, every time you talk to him about corruption, he's honest about being corrupt, but not on a personal enrichment level. Like, he's willing to do drug dealing and stuff, but he seems to be completely sincere. Empathy lets you know about his devotion to building things for the Union and stuff. It's only 20 years old. Cam thinks they're a crime ring. I actually kind of agree with that. We figure out what probably happened to her at the end. She was probably killed. And at Everett and Edgar's suggestion, or possibly, I don't think it's supply they bribed, but they definitely took advantage of something. So yeah, they are corrupt. Yeah, the Claires are a really interesting one because Joyce is more, she's suave, she's well spoken. The fact that she's conflicted and that she's corrupt in her own way, she pretty much surfaces it right there for you. On the other hand, the Claires are absolutely sincere, and I think Joyce too is absolutely sincere in what she says she's doing, and so are they. But their means of getting to it on both sides have corrupt elements. Like, Joyce has probably been responsible for deaths. She's just so far up the chain of command and so wealthy that she never has to do it herself personally. Whereas the Claires are way down on the ground, and you can see their direct responsibility for things like murders or death or corruption. Whereas she's really probably responsible for even more things like that, but she's so far up there, she's isolated from the repercussions of her actions, which I think is deliberate in the game's part, putting those contrasts there, but it's interesting. You can't side with anyone who's morally really in the right. Oops. A badge, yes, of course. My badge that I have on me. I'm sorry, Kim. I love Kim. He's always like, Ed, you found a new way to disappoint me. I'm like, yes, I did. Sorry. I sure did. What's this communist all the fucking back? No! If you say that, Kim is like, shit, no. Let's save. Oh wait, I can actually drop a point on something too. What do we want to drop a point on? I just can't help it. Empathy. I'm an empathy nut. This next session is going to be all talking to Joyce.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Herd of billions? I'm poor, I need money to keep living. Nothing to be worried about. Wonder how that affected, like, my good cop. Oh, I'm an 18-point communist. Shit. I think that's the most communisty I've gotten so far. That's the thing about playing the game multiple times, is like you just give up on not leaning into things. At first I played it like with answers. I was like, well, this is the answer I would really give. And you end up being relatively moderate because you're like, I'm just a police officer investigating. I don't want to make everyone angry at me or whatever. But then you realize it doesn't really have repercussions. So you might as well just go all in. And just be super... So you have to take money if you ask for it, and I don't want to.
Good. What can I help you with?
RCM authority comes from the coalition, belongs to crop agriculture. So Tequila Sunset was my name before my nickname before I went goofy. I'll find it again. It's implied that stuff like this happens to cops all the time. Burnout. We are. He's like, come on, man. He also, he accepts you immediately as a cop, so he doesn't doubt you there. He's like, you should ask about this. What the subject asked the next questions last night in my career. They're not fans of you. Oh, interesting. So they actually, in this case, that's where this system differs from the policing system in the US, which is a difficult thing a lot of times as a US player to remember. Ours cop systems had some pretty nasty origins. I think a lot of that was in a lot of it was based in trying to get, trying to capture escaped slaves and make sure white people could do whatever the fuck they wanted. That was a lot of how our cop system was set up, from my understanding of it. Whereas in other countries, that was not necessarily the case. And in this case, the RCM were actually, they're volunteers, a volunteer system. They're supported by donations. I'd imagine the donations come from whoever wants their allegiance and wants them to do what they want them to do. So that's probably corrupt in and of itself. But they promote their own leaders. They also, like this says, are descended from actually a communist organization from the revolution, and actually were formed specifically to try to improve the situation for the citizens, not for the status quo, which is very different than the US system. So yeah, big difference. And again, hard to remember as a US player because you're like, oh, I'm just seeing these police officers through the lens of my country's police system and what I know about it. He's always very invested in the RCM. Usually my conceptualization is better than this. And usually I can get this check. I'm not getting it this time. Pale. So like, put that jamais vu slot in the slot, you goober. Do that soon. I put my point in empathy because I'm Philly. I should internalize Mazavi and socioeconomics as well. Honestly, you'll always have enough points to get things done. Maybe not everything, but you have enough points to get through the game, definitely. And to start the main... Oh, wait, I needed to start a corrupt drug investigation. That's something you say all the time. Because this is actually a way that you can miss a whole, you can miss a whole bunch of interesting content if you don't sign up for this investigation for her, which is kind of frustrating. Also, it's really easy. The first time I played, it felt like I triggered it, and I hadn't.
You're back.
Dirty Alliance and sympathy for your amnesia. Kim, I'm starting a dirty investigation, hey.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
We're going to discuss it right in front of her. Sorry, Kim. I was so confused the first time I played the game. Because I was like, I thought that was a wacky offshoot, off-foot thing to do, Kim. And Kim was like, no, that was, you went too wacky, sorry. I was like, oh. So drugs are being made in Shamrock. Like, I had to really work to get over here to this mess. is a bottomless coffee. Not fair. I want a bottomless coffee. Actually, I don't, because coffee makes me vibrate because I have ADHD and it doesn't play well with ADHD meds. So there we are. We've reached the magic witching hour, 2 a.m. when you can do whatever you want for as long as you want. Just make Kim run around and follow you. I will never do anything behind Lieutenant Kitsuragi's back. Lieutenant Kitsuragi is my best friend. Oh, the cleaning lady's not here. I thought she was here all the time. Who keeps 20 cents in the fridge? Whoever lived there, I guess. $0.25, getting rich. $12.55. Postcard. Maybe Street's supposed to be really long and there's a lot going on in it.
A poor Communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than the
Oh, fast. It's glitching.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
We will have later, though. Social Democrats are all using that bright star. That's because I'm a communist, I think. I'm gonna do it. I think it makes me a bad cop, but I don't care. It's too much fun to get into things. It's really not working. Let's see it back. Let's see, I need my interfacing to go up. Oh, I need my gloves. There we go. Let's see if I can do it now. He's okay with me. Really bad at interfacing. Oopsie doodle. I'll have to try that again at some point after I put some points into it. Wait, have I looked at my... balcony? I kind of want to try doing it without the chain cutters in hand just to see what happens. Shall we? Your fault. It's fine. I'll trouble with the chain officer. Kim, I just apparently gave myself stats that mean I cannot use my hands at all. Like, my hands don't, they just don't hand. Oh no! I do not understand. Did I put in a thought that... No, these thoughts are all good. I don't have the one that just means I fail. I'm just that bad at my hands, I guess. It's really funny. Alright, let's hope I'm not just like bugged on interfacing for some reason. That would be a pain in the butt. I feel like I should just be able to hand it to Kim and go like, please Kim, please help me, please. But no, Kim's just gonna watch me do that. Later, there's something. Rosemary thyme and a cactus. Thank you. Well, we've realized that I cannot chain cut to save my life. And that Kim will not take pity on me and do it for me. Still primarily superstar communist. Let's go talk to Cindy. Do. So it's basically, I mean, it's still under barricade. There's still ships out there waiting to shell it. His politics are mostly to, his loyalties are mostly to Revachol and to the RCM. He avoids everything else.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves, but here you are. Yeah, you got me now. The dynamic with...
I think I read somewhere that this room was not supposed to be, or somebody told me this room was not supposed to be in the game. Somebody made it for fun, and then they just, I think they included it by accident or just for the hell of it, one or the other. Hot pants. Kim, you're in the
Yes.
way. Kim, you're in the way. Kim, get out of the way. Kim. I'd say. Does it make his butt look different? It's an important science I'm doing here, guys. Yeah, maybe. Little. It's an open question. Where did my coat go? Apricot reminds me of his ex. The thing that reminds him of his ex. Should probably try on all the clothes. Just in case things have changed. Nope, apparently none of those things automatically get reactions. For the time being. Still not quite over the fact that I'm just like, I've tried to open these chains with this chain cutter so many times and I cannot use my own hands. I don't know if I could use anybody else's hands either. Kim's not volunteering. I feel like that's like, if was someone meant to be included, somebody living here. First time I played, I didn't have the lighting up, the brightness up to see the skull. The graffito. Do 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 do. I think I've talked to just about everyone and everything I can talk to right now. Oh, I can call into the station. Pew pew pew. Pew pew. Jean can yell at me. Sorry, Jean. I'm a disappointment. I didn't talk to Renee and Gaston. They're not here right now. Is the pale driver still here? Yes. Somebody's gonna have to tell me what the pale's about.
If you want her attention,
Where am I? Who are you? Then I don't suppose you could... never mind. I remember now. The men have a small joke and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need
It was
plastic?
amber.
They
Amber is
even
the
made
sense
world
of
out of amber.
things frozen in time.
Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution, the side walls and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buendero.
Buenguero, good war.
Until you came along, that is. This is Gabriel Buendero.
Lavish amber frame.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came. Someone was. They are someone's memories, boy. What they're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win.
The pale.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and while you, people, were tearing each other apart or...
It's tilted to the far right.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
Everyone's lorries seem to be full of things. Some people just really like strangling people. There are actually quite a few murder ballads like that, where somebody tries to seduce this young woman and then, like, she gets pregnant or something in the song, and then he just throws her in a river or whatever. The songs are usually from the woman's perspective. They're actually, I like the songs, like, as music. The story obviously is horrible. Estradas de Mirador. Protagonista. Adversario. Great Adversary, the Great Unrest. Oh, so we've heard the Great Unrest called it that. The Pale called that before. I should try some diamonds. So concerned about me figuring out about the Pale. Sounds like I need to internalize the jamais vu shot ASAP. So I get my next level. Hey car, I don't have my memory.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
We're waking up at 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. Of course she's busy.
Yes, hello?
This is me, a detective from the Whirling Rags.
Oh, right.
I feel much better now. There are 2 phones in this area, and you can access both. You can access the one on the coast eventually. There's the Union's phone in Everett's office. You were an asshole. Like, you were the worst customer she's ever run into. Which, if you know anybody who's worked in service, that's saying something. Yeah, that would make you popular with her. trying to wean you off of them. People don't like that. You can always buy guns. Guardhouse ground. So if I get it. Good. Square thing. Fuck that bird. They've been talking to me. Oh, I learned which song I was playing. Nope, that's not it though. Little Smallest Church is this one I really need to figure out. Thought Project. Oh, I water damaged the kitchen. I don't think I knew that before. Threatening to sing karaoke. The corpse and all that. Bad time with the corpse. Please don't take out your gun or something when you're like Gart, when you're telling Gart that Sylvie actually likes him. There you go, I figured out the song I sang. Smallest Church in Sun Sands. I didn't do it justice, apparently. Once we're done with the car, we'll stop for the evening day.
This is 41st, come in.
Oh, he's very French. I know road code, yay.
10-4 message received, 10-5 relay message. What's your status?
Oh, they had him say that, that's funny. 10-4, 10-5.
10-18, state your message, sir.
Hi, John. Oh, the other one. His goddamn partner. Sarcastically. My reaction speed is so bad. I'm not, my drama's low for this. Let's see how it happens. Oh, I made it. I made it work. I'm surprised by that. Please come and get me. That's just it. Cavalry force. John, you're not helping me. Oh. I heard him. Miles. Well, not kilometers. I don't know how that is in miles. A dozen cops. I don't know why her left arm is in bandages. It's never. I don't think it explains that. I'd like to know though. I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. So he's pretty much coming to get you as soon as he hears about it. Or at least coming to see what's going on. That won't happen. Ooh, I can get a new thought. Let's get the... let's get Jamais Vu slotted. There's the mosaic they mentioned. It is pretty. It looks like it was gold and blue. I have to put some points into interface at some point, just for dignity's sake. Alright, let's say hi to Gart. Oh, my neck cracked.
Good night.
Sleepwalking. It's not, services don't work here very well. Kim always lampshades when you're like gonna figure something else out later, and that you shouldn't stress about it. Aw. You broke the school up. I assure you it was him. Thank you, Kim. It was you again. Hmm. That's cute. I wonder what I got a good cop point for there. Oh, for telling him about Sylvie. You know, let's read that communist book before we do anything else. Since it's new. It's probably been about 2 hours. I usually, when I start to feel kind of tired, it means it's been about 2 hours. I have a very good internal timer for that, apparently. I think 2 hours is kind of my attention span max. Wait, let's read that book. And then we'll get the spinners next time we're in here. Oops, I can't inventory. Book. No pictures. It's a zine. Kunst and culture, art and culture. Du cristal à la fumée, from crystal to smoke. À la fumée, well, of course, it's underfunded. This is how zines go. Independent newspaper and independent publications. Yep, 4 issues in, they scared everybody off. Which I think this is actually self-referential by Some of the members were involved with some wacky stuff in newspapers that I am not as I think you have to be Estonian to follow, and I'm definitely not. I think this is a communist magazine. Probably it doesn't sound like the blank rolling at Kim. Bear wrestling. Book riots in Yugograd. Yes. Volder. Volder is the name for German in this world? That's probably an internal joke. Huh. Communist for look at TipTop. Oh, it's Cindy. Okay, I get it. Oh, Kim would hate this. Exiled books. Excellent. Did you see the crash? Critically for you. Oh, Kim's gonna be like, fuck no, I watch it for the races. Oh, come on. I think that was funny and I liked it. I feel that way about my living here. It says there's actually no way to afford to live here if you live on your own. You just can't. You can't rent anything. It's like you can rent stuff, but it's gonna cost as much as you make to rent. It's just super stupid. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Am I communist here? Not by much. Kim. Let's go see if Cindy has anything to say about being spotlit. Is that a word? Can you be spotlit? I'm spotlit right now because there's a street lamp spotlighting me. I'm spotlighted. Spotlighted.
hello again.
Alrighty. So, and then what? I'm gonna put myself by the car so I don't forget that I'm doing the spinners right next. It makes sense that they have a communist publication criticize the equivalent of Formula One, because all those criticisms are the same that would apply to Formula One, which is a ridiculously wealthy sport, requiring absurd amounts of money, and it is the crashes that people remember most. But, you know, the cars are cool, and the personalities are interesting. I've actually have learned about it and started watching the Netflix series on it, and watched about Senna, and Senna's crash, and his relationship with other racers, specifically because of this game, because I wanted to use something in it for fic. So that's how much of a nerd I am. But yes, tomorrow, or whenever I do this next, we'll look at the spinners, and we'll get those sold, so I don't have to take favors from anybody except Kim, who will probably not consider it a bribe. But that's it for the moment. We've done a lot of running around at 2 a.m., which is the traditional time to run around and make time stop. Which I wish real time did that. It does not. I'm very sad about that. But oh well. But yes, später. I'll be back später. Later, everybody.